What's going on, guys? It's Stock Picks by Tim, and in this video I'm just going to feature one stock, but we're going to look at the overall market and I'm going to give you my thoughts, what I expect moving forwards. And we're just going to start this one right off with TradingView's heat map, see what the market's doing, and also glance at some small caps. And you'll see across the board, stocks in general are doing quite well today. And this is the same for small caps as well. We've got some of our favorites such as Indie and CleanSpark up over 7%, Astra Bingo up close to 6% today, and the stock I'm going to feature here today, Workhorse, actually up 8%. So I'm going to talk about it. I wouldn't recommend buying it today. I think Friday will actually be a great day for stocks. I personally expect it to be a red day Friday. We're coming into a 3-day weekend, and of course today's a green day. And typically, not always, but the market lately has been quite volatile and quite flip-flopping, where we'll get a green day, we'll get a red day, we'll get a green day, a red day, typically ending with the Friday that's red, although I believe last weekend was a green day. Friday, surprisingly, but I do not expect this Friday to be a green day. I expect Friday to be a great buying opportunity. You might be watching this and it might be Friday. We'll see how this ages, but I do think today is not going to be a buying day for me. Friday might be. Now, my main focus on this video was actually going to be Workhorse. I'm going to go over a couple of things here. Yes, I do own this stock, and I am a long-term holder on this one. I don't think that this one will pay off short-term, and I think potentially short-term this can even come down farther, so just be aware. There's a disclaimer there. It can likely come down farther. However, saying that, I have long-term faith in this company, and in a second here, I'm going to pull up the executive, show you kind of his experience, and show you why I think he is going to turn this company around, and has already been doing so. But it's nice to see them finally update their website and, let us see what's going on the ground floor. Now, first off, before we look over the CEO Rick and his experience, I did want to show you the chart. And just like most stocks, we had that total capitulation day, 11th, 12th of May, where everything just sold off. Most stocks across the board, this was the low. This was the bottom. We will see if we reach a new bottom. With Workhorse, I do think it's possible. However, in saying that, I do think it's a great time to add to Workhorse. It is extremely beaten down. We're talking about a market cap of roughly around 500 million, a hair under 500 million. I think this is a steal for Workhorse. Now, I'm on the 30-minute chart here, but you'll see that the RSI and MACD are still bullish, although the RSI is reaching overbought. The candles are still bullish on the chart. However, when we move over to the 4-hour chart, the MACD is just now looking bullish. The RSI is pretty much neutral, and the candles are bearish. So we do have quite mixed technicals. They're not 100% bullish or 100% bearish. So it's very likely that Workhorse can definitely chop around. Although I do currently see a potential W possibly forming. But like I said, I think in its zone that it's at, it's great to accumulate. Keep some cash on the side though. It's very possible that this can fall further. And I think the last half of this year is going to show how much experience that CEO really has, if he can really ramp this up, if he can turn this company around or not. Now, I did want to feature a clip here, but first off, we're going to look at the CEO, but I'm going to show you a clip in a second here from the Q&A section of the Workhorse earnings, and I think you should listen up to it. Now, first off, about the CEO, Rich Dauch. He's an industry veteran with more than 25 years of experience that was developed during corporate and military careers. And most importantly, if you hear anything, a proven executive track record of driving operational excellent, profitable growth in challenging turnaround situations. What is Workhorse? It is a turnaround situation. I think the CEO is in the right place at the right time. And you'll see his previous history is quite extensive. So starting in the 80s, he worked for the Army. Early 90s, he worked as a senior business manager for United Technologies. So from 1995 to about 2008, he did work as an executive vice president with other senior executive roles for AAM, or American Axle and Manufacturing. This is actually a leading global supplier of driveline, drivetrain, and chassis systems. This is big. He also worked for Havent, which is a provider of fastening solutions for aerospace and defense, automotive, heavy truck, industrial, non-automotive transportation, and related markets. I mean, he's got experience in the right sectors, I would say. Served as president and CEO for Accuride, which is a leading supplier of wheel end systems for the global commercial vehicle industry. So he also worked for Delphi, which was a leading provider in propulsion technologies that make vehicles drive cleaner, better, and farther. And that company actually employs 21,000 people around the world, and he was a CEO of this company. And he also worked with a bunch of other companies until finally moving to Workhorse. So I do have faith in the CEO, and I think it's very important that leadership is well-trained and well-versed in this space, and he is. Alright guys, now I did want to feature this part of the Q&A in their previous earnings call, and if you want to listen to the full thing, if you haven't listened to it, I will leave you guys a link below. I covered it, gave it a kind of a cut up, better version, easier to digest. So definitely check it out, but let's roll this.
Yeah, I've been here now just a little over 9 months. I got to go to my first ACT show last year. And when I left that show last year, my thoughts were half the companies here are not real companies. They don't know what it means to build a factory. They don't know what it means to source parts. custom designed vehicles. And I did a quick walk through the show last year. There's some potential real strong players here who have deep pockets or big sponsors. They're going to emerge. They're competing in a lower space than we are now. They may come into our space down the road, but they still have their hands full launching their Class 3 vehicles or Class 2 vehicles. There's still several companies out here who are in what I'll call the conversion mode, where they're 100% reliant on outside people for chassis. And as you know, in the industry now, chassis supply is constrained as the big OEMs are using their valuable parts for more profitable vehicles, I'll say. So I feel very comfortable that if we execute on our plans, and I'm confident we have the team now to do so, that we can be still first to market in our segment, and we'll see how the chips lay, all right? Talking about building a factory or building multiple factories in a short period versus actually having a factory and retrofitting is a huge differentiator for us here at Workhorse. In my career, I probably built 12 or 14 plants. It doesn't happen in 6 months. When you don't build 5 or 6 plants in 18 months, you got to build plants. It takes us minimally here in North America 18 to 24 months to buy the land, put the infrastructure in, and oh, by the way, you have to hire the people. One of our competitors I know has a beautiful factory. They only have 8 hourly people in that factory right now. How the hell are they going to launch in the fourth quarter of this year? You tell me.
That's right, guys. The CEO just said that he has experience building these factories from the ground up and getting them running. If anyone's going to turn Workhorse around, if anyone's going to make this company the EV leader in last mile delivery, it's going to be Rick. But thanks so much for watching, guys. Let me know what you think about Workhorse in the comments below. And as always, take it easy.